StarCraft fans, it's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be a PvC from DreamHack Valencia featuring Scarlett and Harstem here on Cosmic Sapphire. Cosmic Sapphire. A new map on the channel, new map in the map pool, and it's gonna be a Patreon cast for the week of August the 10th. Bottom right, got ourselves Harstem, top left. We've got Scarlett, so Canada here versus Harstem, who is... Oh, is he Dutch? I think he's Dutch. I get certain countries confused in my head from that part of Europe. He's Dutch. Nailed it. Nailed it. I like his YouTube channel a lot, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, you probably should. Just search Harstem on YouTube. You'll find it. He does a lot of fun stuff. He has way more insights into StarCraft than I do because he's a GM/professional level player. Obviously, competing in DreamHack against Scarlett is something only professional players do, and he's been doing this for a long time, so he knows a lot. He's very funny, he has great insights, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do here against Scarlett. Gateway expanding, cool. On the other side, Scarlett does go for the hatch first, and gas pooling it after. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see, pretty narrow wall off here, like really, really easy. Easy peasy wall off in your natural. Third base, yeah, wide open as they usually are. I mean, an easy to take third base is not very popular, although Moondance has one. It's just, right, the trade-off is that there are fewer resources there than a regular third base. There are Rich Vest being gas bases, opposite from each other. Oh, no, hold on. Is this... Oh, how weird. So gold base bottom left. Okay, and then Rich Vest being geysers on the right side and the top right. So are there only Rich Vest being geysers on this kind of, you know, this top right side of the map? That's interesting, huh? Very interesting. One Xel'Naga Watchtower is here. Sure, fine place for it, I guess. Curious. Curious to see if these will come into play at all, if anybody's going to go for them or not. I mean, obviously they're far away. Got this gold base down here. That's pretty awesome, too. We'll have to keep an eye on it, right? Right. So Scarlett, really known for her creep spread. She loves it a lot. Harstem's just known for really solid tactics. He's just got a good idea of what he needs to do in every situation. His weakness has always kind of just been execution, which, you know, if that's not me and you, then what is it? How many of us know exactly what to do to defeat the enemy composition, but executing it is just the hard part, right? The micro in the heat of battle, or macroing accurately. So did you have enough resources to make the army that you need when the enemy army shows up? Like, you can definitely know how to deal with the charge lot all it is a Zerg player, but being able to accurately execute the build to do it is difficult. And that's what StarCraft is all about. That stuff. Harstem open Stargate, nothing weird about that. Third base coming in from Scarlett, sub 3 minutes too. So both players awesome. Oracle on the way. This Oracle's name is simply going to be Bobbletoms. I don't know what that means. There's not a backstory here. But somebody left the Oracle name on the channel of Bobbletoms, which again, you could submit Oracle names too, just by putting a name in a comment. If you want to give it a backstory, you can. You don't have to. Again, this is just Bobbletoms. Creep spread, pushing left and right, or up and down, depending on your orientation here. Right, if it's like this, it's left and right. If it's like this, it's north and south. Got a lot of debris defending this wide ramp leading up into your natural base. And so far, so good. Hunting this Overlord. Not a very good Overlord perch if there's an Oracle out, is it? No, definitely not. Using the Oracle for that instead of trying to hunt for kills. Now, Scarlett does not have Spore. Oh, there we go. One Spore with the natural. No Spores at the main, but 2 Queens there, and that's the math, right? 2 Queens or a Queen and a Spore can handle an Oracle showing up unannounced at your base. Of course, they very rarely announce their presence when they're coming in, but, you know, in that case, they did spot for the Overlord, so the Overlord said, hey, I'm dying, but there's an Oracle out, so be ready for that. And Scarlett was like, okay, great, thank you. Your sacrifice will not be forgotten. Actually, it definitely will. Nobody will think about that Overlord ever again. Robo and a Twilight coming in from Harstem on the backside. That usually says like a Charge Lot or Resonating Glaives Adept-style attack. And the fact that we have gas at the natural base and a third base coming up indicates it could just be, oh, it's another Oracle. It could just be one of those kind of in-betweeners, right? Where it's Resonating Glaives on the attack, but it's not an all-in. You're just trying to get some really solid damage against the Zerg, hoping they've underprepared for a big Resonating Glaive attack, but also you're saturating a third base, right? As Lings jump in here to the third, they scouted it, but also Well, they couldn't take it down because there was a Stalker and a Shield Battery and the Oracles were home. Yep, that all makes perfect sense as well. Gate. So this is definitely... Oh, it is charge lots. What? Okay, it's a charge lot attack with a third base and taking that third gas too, which is très intéressant. I don't know what we're looking at here. Roach Horn coming in from Scarlett, very good against charge lot all-ins like this, or charge lot big attacks like this. But what you need to do is, again, keep the roaches in between the minerals and the hatchery. That way the zealots can't get a full surround on them. If you're attacking charge lots out here with your roaches, you're doing it wrong. Are we... What? What? Are we German taxiing the... What is... No! This... It's a German taxi attack. But also dealing... Okay, and then also dropping some lings inside the main base while this... Okay. This is crazy. I like it. Oh, depowering these gateways would be massive. Warp gates depowered. Bro. Dude, that reduces the efficacy of this charge lot attack so very much. But I guess you can't really attack if you're also defending from all this stuff. The queens get unloaded. They're helping fight against all of these charge lots. The transfuses are amazing. We're pooping creep, so they can transfuse because they only transfuse on creep in the current patch of StarCraft. Are these lings still running? Where did those guys go? I don't know. Shield Battery overcharge is massively really good here. Oh, Roaches joining the party. Queen transfuse, great. Creep spread getting tossed down here too. Oracle's showing up. That's not good. What was... Okay, I guess maybe some zealots got into the main base during all that stuff. But yeah, the attack is greatly reduced in efficacy. But not enough roaches. There are enough zealots showing up. The replacement pylon was in time there by Harstem to deal with it. And more lings cruising down this left side. Scarlett trying to get some damage done early to slow this Protoss player down. That's a lot of lings, man. To jump on these warping in units. The probes are trying to prevent that from happening, so a lot of damage does go down on the zealots. Roaches are out. They're not in great positions, but they have queen support, and the zealots choose to go back home. Great warp in, great positioning there by Harstem on those probes. Very, very well executed. The zealots are going home now. I don't know. Is there enough roaches back here to do that? Sure. Scarlett has the bigger army, but the worker count's about even, which isn't ideal. And is it a technically three basing here for Harstem? Scarlett, on the other side, really could use a four. There we go. She tosses down a fourth at the 12 o'clock position. Oracle coming in to get some damage done. Mr. Bobbletoms has 6 kills. Or Ms. Bobbletoms, I apologize. Oh, that Spore would have killed it if it hadn't been unburrowed. But it was worried about the Oracle cruising into this mineral line, so it's repositioning. That's fun. All right, another Ling unload. I love this Dropper Lord stuff. This is amazing. These Lings do not have any attack or armor upgrades here at 7 minutes. Scarlett has not deemed that enough, and he does pick up and get out. The Overlord picks up and gets out. Scarlett gets her units out of there, which is nice. Like, Zerg players aren't usually the biggest drop-heavy race, and as a result, you're just not really used to picking the units up and getting them out of there. Terran's very good at that. They get a ton of damage done. When the army shows up to deal with them, you pick up, you boost out, right? Zergs are like, I don't know, if they're in there, might as well die. Generally. But anyway, 4th base from Scarlett. Maybe a 5th base down here based on this creep spread pattern that she's doing. This creep, look at this. Is she connected all of this? No. But this creep up here is super annoying. It's providing vision for Scarlett. Oh, using a Revelation to kill a single tumor. I don't know about this. Okay, waiting for the Ravagers to pop. Here we go. Roach Ravager against Pure Zealot is actually kind of awesome. The Ravagers have a ton of damage output, and they can sit behind the Roaches and get some damage done. But Scarlett says, no, you know what? Let's not do that. Seems like a bad idea. Lings, coming into this 4th base, Harstem's trying to toss up. Again, if these Lings had +1 attack, this would go a lot better. That said, it's going pretty well, nevertheless. Zealots find Scarlett's 4th base, trying to murderize that one, and Harstem saves it. He saves his 4th. Ugh, down to like 30 HP, but all the way back. Once it comes back, it'll take some damage to the hull, so the shields will go all the way eventually, but not everything can be repaired on a Protoss unit here. We've got a Spire coming in. Okay, Harstem sending some more Zealots into the main base. This is great. This is such a good back and forth battle. I'm enjoying it. Both these players are fantastic in their own right. I mean, they're not Maru, they're not Raynor, right? They're not Hero. But I love him anyway. And see, look, picks up, gets out with what he can. Everybody left behind is just trying to get as much damage as they can, but They do end up scouting the Spire, which is great. And this is something Scarlett loves, her Spire. She loves Mutalisks. She loves Corruptors. She's very good with both of them, too. I know I say this in every Scarlett game, but she was going Ling Bling Muta in a time when it had been completely abandoned by the Zerg community. Like, it was hot in Heart of the Swarm, and especially in Wings of Liberty, and then it kind of fell off in favor of other stuff. I mean, about midway through Heart of the Swarm into Legacy of the Void, and Scarlett was like, nah, still good. Is it? I don't know, but she likes it. It's a fun style to play. We'll see if it's Corruptors or if it's going to be Mutalisks coming out here. Corruptors does give you the option to make Broodlords too, which is going to be pretty amazing against this Zealot-heavy comp. And Archons. Like, if you're tossing down Broodlings on this group, they all die. They can't do anything about that. But we're pretty far away from that, Scarlett is. Doesn't have a hive. Maybe the Spire was just for safety in case Harstem tech switches into some Sky Tossy stuff. Oh boy. Alright, so this base in a bit of trouble. These Zealots are going to get evaporated by those Banelings. That's what they're meant for. But then the rest of the army shows up. Archons and Immortals, not something that Scarlett can handle with this particular composition she has. She's up 169 total supply, though. I don't know. I feel like she could have taken this. I mean, Archons aren't super great against Roach Ravager. Maybe it's too many Banelings. Oh, these Banelings need to back it out. Or get the Zealots. Like, oh, don't explode on the Archons. Okay. Getting sentries counts too, though. Okay, all the sentries got obliterated there, and Scarlett doesn't want to push that either. Interesting. Once again, War Prism shows up into the main base. There's an attack down to the south here. Some Banelings maybe got unloaded there. Dang, Scarlett's everywhere with his drop stuff. Ah! War Prism goes down before we can warp in additional units. The guys that are on the ground are allowed to participate in this battle, though. And they end up getting wiped out. More Baneling drops? Okay, I don't like rewinding, but we got to see that one. So this is a Baneling drop. And then right when you think you're safe, she gets another Baneling drop into Harstem's natural while defending back home. The multitasking on both of these players' sides has been amazing. Where's that Baneling going? Chasing this one probe. Lifted. Squirming around. Oh, gets dropped. And yeah, it does connect on a probe, but shield battery saves it from death. All right, Scarlett, are you stuck on this Roach Ravager Lingbane stuff? Do you need to get some tier 3 maybe? Depends on this attack. If this attack can take down the Harstem's 4th to prevent a 5th, yes. But if it can't, I think she needs to start teching up. She is getting a hive. So that's fine. And getting Adrenal for these Lings is, I mean, that's worth it for the hive. Probes are long distance mining over here. Oh, Harstem, big mistake. Really worried about this army. Lifting a Ravager and trying to kill it. That's so funny. That's 2 lifts that didn't result in the death of the thing that was lifted. This Ravager is dead. Oh, no, he's alive. Just kidding, he's alive. Some Zealot Archon come down to clear out this area from death. And there are Corruptors just kind of cruising around here. Throws a Bile to kill a Phoenix. Oh, they almost hit it. That was very dangerous by Harstem. Again, another engagement on the right side. Purelings just not very good against Archon Zealot. Not even close. This Phoenix. So funny. Oh, Banelings. Not really getting good value there. It is a Greater Spire and Adrenal Gland and +3 missile attack coming in. Scarlett creeping around. Banelings at this right side base. Is she expanded again? Yes. I like her creep spread. She's got it spread everywhere. She's got Overlords pooping it in creep where she doesn't have natural vision. Yeah, Storm's out. We saw that. Banelings trying to go for the High Templar. Nice micro back by Harstem. So the High Templar do not die to the Banelings there. They're slow. So you really got to start them running fast once those Banelings start coming in. And he did. Really well executed. Roach Ravager against Pure Archon. Not super good, but the Immortals at the back are getting some work done here too. And then the Banelings. Oh, this is such a good sneak attack. Scarlett. Sneak attacking in here. Taking down a cannon. Not the best micro in the world, but really worried about this happening over here. Great, Storms. Like, again, if you're using Storms as a Protoss, you're going to get promoted in StarCraft. If you're just not using Storms and you start using Storms, oh, Banelings connected on nothing at all. They died either to the Storm, they connected on an Archon, which it takes like 18 Banelings to kill an Archon. It's the least cost-efficient thing in the whole game. Well, links to the wraparound, though. Scarlett coming in, and the Archons are dying. The Immortals are tankier, but a lot of Harstem's power has been reduced, but he's got another Warpin of Stalkers coming in. Roaches can do okay here, but 4 Immortals on the play is rough. Spine's getting some serious hits off on the other side. Nice Corrosive Bile connection on one of those Stalkers, too. And they clump up, so that's a group. These guys are super injured, but these Immortals doing what Immortals do, which is do not die. 5th base coming in from Harstem on that right side. He needs it. Put some pressure on Scarlett to buy himself the time that he needed for it. More Ravagers and Roaches coming in. A Greater Spire would be good. I mean, it's here, but Broodlords I think would be okay. Although the Stalker count, the Blink Stalker count, has gotten pretty high, too. And that's the thing. Like, the answer to Broodlords for Protoss are Tempests, obviously, Carriers, Void Rays, right? Anything that can shoot air that can't be shot by air. But also, you know, Stalkers blinking under Broodlords is also a very solid tactic from an ancient age of Wings of Liberty when Broodlords were everywhere and Protoss struggled with them. Blink Stalkers were on that list of solutions, and they still are. Coming down a ramp. Yeah, I don't know. A little Zealot attack. I like that Scarlett's taking the time to throw up some spines at her bases just to make it harder for Zealot attacks to do anything, because that's what Protoss does. Protoss throws up shield batteries and cannons at bases, so Ling run-bys can't do anything. Or at least it's harder for them to do something. So, like, yeah, Protoss can invest in static defense. Why can't Zerg? I don't know. I feel like they really should be able to, especially at this stage of the game, right, where you've got 6 bases and you're sitting on a bunch of money. I don't know. Yeah, good micro on both sides here. Very impressive. What are we doing, Banes? What are your plans here exactly? Gonna crash on some of them probes. Yeah, okay, 2 probes. This is, I mean, the Baneling attacks on probes today have been pretty good. Not like game winning or anything, but a total of 35 probes have died to only 8 drones. These Banelings. Run! Roll! Or, what are you doing? Go! Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, at least did some damage to a Zealot. That counts for something, doesn't it? Zealot attack up to this 12 o'clock. Ooh, Rich Vespine Geyser base that Scarlett has taken. Like a 1 o'clock base. The Storms again. Man, I played a game the other day against a Protoss who just had like 10 High Templar and like a bunch of charge lots, and I was like, huh. It's like you show up, you get stormed, you back off. You show up, you get stormed, you back off. You show up, you get stormed, you get back off. You back off. It's like, how many storms do they have? And the answer is infinite. Infinite psionic storms. Thank you for asking. Although, I don't know, sometimes they wear off. Sometimes they wear off quite nicely. Broodlords on the way here. Also a fleet beacon coming in from Harstem. The attack over here at this right side Vespine Geyser base that Harstem took. A couple probes go down, but it does get cleaned up. This rich Vespine Geyser base of Scarlett getting focused down. And the Broodlords are here. And suddenly, yeah, you want to back out. So take what damage you can get, Harstem says. He backs out. He's got himself a fleet beacon on the way, getting some of those Tempests we talked about earlier. This is a really, really good game. And then Storm happens, and you try to back out of it and eat the whole thing. Yeah, it's tough. It can be tough sometimes to deal with Storm. I think everybody knows that. Oh, those High Templar are getting... Oh, the High Templar get caught out. 2 of them die. Another one survives. Not enough energy for a Storm, though, and that means suddenly both players going to lose their Rich Vespine Geyser bases. Scarlett's replacing hers. These Roaches are trying to chase these Archons off. Archons are just trying to do what they can. Oh, some Zealot reinforcements here. Very nice. Very, very nice. And then... the crux of the army here. They're just trying to fight where the Broodlords aren't right now. They've got to keep stutter stepping back and back and back and back. The Broodlords are slow. If you have anything that can move at a halfway decent speed whatsoever, you can run away from Broodlords. Abuse their immobility, I believe is how the phrase works. So both resources lost are about even, which is not great for the Protoss. If you're on even resources lost against the Zerg, you're just like, I haven't been making the greatest trades. Dude, this creep spread down here to deny this base would be massive for Scarlett if she can get that. This is almost ready to pop. Is she going to do it? I don't know. We've got 2 separate armies here, but both of them, I don't know, kind of getting held off here. Harstem doesn't really feel like he can push in here comfortably. And then Shield Battery Overcharge against Adrenalings. Not as good as you might think they are. They got +2 attack and Adrenal. I've definitely had my Lings get inside a probe line where there's Shield Battery Overcharge, and those probes die anyway. Yeah, this group, too small of a group down here. Versatile actually takes down an Archon. He's too busy. Harstem's too busy microing everywhere else. This creep spread is blocking the expansion attempt of Harstem if he wants to retake that Rich Vespine Geyser base. That's amazing. Harstem's got to feel a little bit bottled in here, where he's just like, ugh, I don't know. There's nowhere easy for me to expand anymore. I got to clear out this creep, and he does. I mean, that's priority. Is like, I need a new place to expand. I know that Scarlett's retaken her Rich Vespine Geyser base. But in the meantime, I need my own. I'm going to keep making Tempest. I'm going to make a mothership, which is super fun. We don't see motherships on the channel a whole lot. And then a million lings roll in here to shut this base down, but there's nothing to shut down. Surprise! Oh, we just need a new tumor, apparently. Yeah, probes. Oh, wandering into an absolute war zone here, though. Several of them are going to die. Zealots! Take this, ya spine crawlers. And I was going to town here on some of these drones. Probes keep dying, but only because they're only because they're walking into a war zone here. Great split on those zealots. So more banelings have to die to kill two separate zealots than just when they're right next to each other because of the splash. Nice. Harstem is retaking his Rich Vespine Geyser base along this right side. This is amazing. We're going for infestors with neural parasite. I guess for the... Well, you can't neural parasite a mothership. Wait. You can't abduct? You can. You can abduct a mothership. You can't neural parasite a mothership. Is that what it is? I always forget what they did to neural parasite to nerf it that way. Bottom left. Scarlett's trying to take the gold base, and Harstem is just like, no. Also, I'm going to kill some of your drones up at your Rich Vespine Geyser base. This has been a great, evenly matched back and forth game. I'm really, really impressed by it. Yeah, base goes down. 197 to 180 supply. Both players are very low on minerals, around 200, if not less than that. Zealots continuing to just kind of randomly run in and get stuff done. But Scarlett's building her big army. She's got a ton of Corruptors. She's got Broodlords. She's got some Ravagers on the ground here, too. She's got some Queens. She has some Infestors with the Neural Parasite upgrade on the way and very close to finishing. And Vipers are coming in here, too. So I think this is it. This is the base. If Harstem can hold on to this, he's got a really good chance to win. If he can't, he's toast. That's how close this game has been. And he doesn't, yeah. These Ravagers are like, I don't want to go in there. But the Broodlords aren't going anywhere. You need to really commit with these guys at some point. They're siege units. They are intended for sieging. Laying siege to enemy bases. And gold base goes down again. Harstem got the mothership. Pushing up this direction. This is great. Attacking in two places at once is fantastic. Just poked in, killed that base, held on to his Rich Vespine Geyser base. That's it. That's the goal here. Holding on to Rich Vespine. Killing the gold. That's his win condition today, I feel like. Zealot's coming into that 1 o'clock Rich Vespine Geyser base and gonna get some work on it. A few more drones are gonna die. 10 total. It's 23 drones that have died. 62 probes have gone down. Harstem's lost like an entire game's worth of probes so far. Rebuilding these spines is so good. It just really traps the Zealots in place. And it's so much easier to kill them when they're holding still. It's like Zerglings. Same thing. Zealots and Zerglings are the same units anymore. They're really used in exactly the same way ever since Zealot's got that huge speed boost. Little DT attack. Nope. Not at all. Oh, they wandered into Spore territory. That hurts. That hurts a lot. And Harstem's going into carriers. We haven't seen carriers in a ZVP in a hot minute. Dang, Harstem's going into the late game here. Oracle's getting abducted and Murderized is pretty good, actually. That's amazing. There's only one Oracle remaining. Revelations are going to be few and far between. Ling Ravager army down at a base that is effectively mined out, but you know, we'll kill some. Oh, forcing a recall? Wow. Forcing. Oh, really? You're going to send Okay, Archons aren't really the answer here, though. Yeah, no. I mean, buying some time, but you're sacking these Archons. Was it a trap? These Ravagers do great against the Archons, but not when they're horribly, innumerably outnumbered. And okay, so the Ravagers are now dead. They have paid for the sin of attacking this base. Ultralisk Cavern coming in from Scarlett, loving that stuff. Harstem's main base. He's not making a ton of Stargates here. He's not getting like 3 to 4 to 5 Stargates. He's only got what? 3. So yeah, 3's a good number. More Zealoty stuff. Great, fine. More Revelation tossed down. Always good. And this gold base of Scarlett trying to establish it. Zealots. Trying to make sure that doesn't happen. They got +3 attack and +1 shields. No armor upgrades. Which is a little bit interesting. Tempests. Oh, they know when the Broodlords are unescorted. You can get some shots off on them. Feedback on those Overseers. And Vipers that were in that mix too. Pretty good. Another Revelation tossed down. Oh, Oracle gets blasted by a million Corruptors. More. Oh, probes coming into the bottom left to free up supply for Harstem. Fair enough, fair enough. Feedback on the Infestors are obliterating them too. We're seeing some great feedbacks here. Yeah, I mean, seriously, this Riftfesting Geyser base is going to die up here. Scarlett is trying to get some damage done, and Harstem's third, but like, no. Wait, maybe yes. Maybe yes. 188 to 176 supply here. Harstem's got a lead. Killing this base is massive. Adrenalings generally trade pretty well against Zealots, but I mean, that was not well enough, and the Richtfesting Geyser base goes down. Corruptors can't even get in here. They're trying to get in here, but every time they do, something is making Scarlett pull back. Maybe just not enough. Ugh, not enough Corruptors. I think Harstem's doing it. I think Harstem is slowly squeezing into a victory here. Just pushing very slowly, very steadily. Another really more interested in taking down that Oracle. Trying to push, come from all angles. Time Warp doesn't do a whole lot. These Corruptors are super injured. To the point where if Archons get hits on them, Corruptors are dying. There you go. Zergling's trying to mess with the Archons so they can't get any shots off on these Corruptors, but not enough Corruptors are remaining to kill these at all. It's 141 to 103 supply. The Broodlord count is knocked down to 0, and suddenly the army value favors Harstem by about 30 after that. It's a classic scenario we've seen time and time again, where your Corruptors are just trying to kill these carriers and these Tempests, but the Archons beneath are just they're just doing huge amounts of splash damage with a plus biological thing to those Corruptors. Just hurting them so hard. It's a tiny little attempted attack here, but the shield battery is present, and I think that's a last gasp, last ditch effort here for Scarlett. She's down about 60 supply. Well, she forced her recall, and she's got Ultras out now, so let's not count the chickens before they're hatched. Neural Parasite on some Archons to help kill another Archon, and obviously to help kill each other. Oh, that one escapes. Nice. He lived after being neural parasited. That's fantastic. A bunch of probes died. Woof. But it's 98 to 63 supply. This is crazy. This be crazy. Yeah, again, this is a Patreon game. So if you want to support me on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for at least $1 a month, you can get access to this game a month before anybody else sees it. So yeah, if you're watching this the week of August the 11th or so, thank you so much. Appreciate the ongoing support from you. It really does help during these times, especially. And all's well. And if you're watching this in like September, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here several times a week with StarCraft 2 content. I just don't know. What's the benefit of killing this Nexus? You just traded an Ultra for almost killing an Nexus. That's just not a good choice. Dude, that surround on that DT was hot. It was invisible. She surrounded it. Oh no, the Tempests are unescorted. Wait a second. Wait a second. The Tempest just got obliterated. Scarlett is scraping and scratching and clawing here. Yeah, depowering these 2 Stargates would be amazing. Or just wiping out the Stargates entirely would also be pretty good. Dude, armies okay, but your Stargates are dying. All right, so cool. 2 Stargates died. The third one is still alive, and the Corruptors are backing out. for the time being. Harstem's not maxed out, not by any stretch. He's at 152 supply. More zealot-y stuff. He's so good with these zealots. Scarlett does not have the army to prevent the death of her gold base, which is her main source of mineral income other than these 2 mineral patches. She was trying to retake this one. Didn't happen. What did I say? This gold base dies, and Harstem hangs on to this right side Vespene gas base, and he wins. That was his win condition, and he has managed to pull it off. This base dying doesn't matter as much. You should use it on this Nexus. Yeah, I get the feeling this is over, but Scarlett just hasn't quite accepted it yet. You know that base is there. You've been there before. Yeah, she knows it's there. Yeah, just a big Carrier, Archon, High Templar, Void Raid, Zealot army. The Corruptors can't... Nope. Well, just trying to Void Ray. Okay, that's nice. And then while retreating, picks off a couple Interceptors. Not a bad little use of micro there, too. Trying to retake this Vespene Gold base. Vespene Geyser base. And should be able to. She's still got 40 drones. Harstem's at 50. So is this going to get an epic tag? Both players are long-distance mining at the 30-minute mark. That usually indicates we're close to an epic tag here. Oh, but man, the Zealots are the MVPs of this match. Look at this. Just sending Zealots in. It's just like in ZVZ, how you use Lings. Just to go hunting for bases and killing them and getting there before anybody recognizes or even on your way. Okay, that's your GG. That's it. Scarlett has no mineral income to speak of. Bunch of drones got murderized there, too. And that's all she wrote. And literally, that's all Scarlett wrote here. I don't know what she's trying to do. I mean, she could kill these carriers, I think, with a Corruptor count. But the Archon Zealot count is too high. Maybe with an amazing Baneling. Huge Baneling connections would be great. But nah, keeping the Zealots back is amazing. Great positioning there. Yeah, GG! Harstem is your winner in 31 minutes and 34 seconds. That was amazing. That was a great PvZ. Harstem. Just again, Zealots are the men of the match. They were everywhere today. They are largely the reason 7 hatcheries died and 45 drones went down. That's it. They're just consistently attacking bases, consistently murdering anything that was in their way. Sometimes they didn't accomplish much. That doesn't matter. It's not the point of them. They're just continually attacking, you know? So good. And then for Harstem to transition from a kind of a charge lot opening into a charge lot Archon Immortal kind of a thing into carriers, very, very well executed. Yeah, 5 carriers died, but there were still 3 at the end of the game. Like, Harstem doesn't feel like he smashed in this game at all. He's got 3 carriers, 4 Archons, and 4 Immortals, and like 10 Zealots. It's a good army, but that's like a first, I don't know. You can have that kind of an army in the first like 7 minutes of a game. So not anything to write home about, not for sure. And I mean, on Scarlett's side of things, she did end up killing 2 Nexuses, which is good. Could have got a 3rd one. Wouldn't really have mattered all that much, but yeah, just everywhere. Harstem was everywhere all the time. Actually, taking this gold base is hilarious. And then held on to this base, made sure the rich Vespene Geyser base was never up for long, and if it ever was. And then just continually attacking positions and forcing Scarlett to pay attention on defense instead of being on offense. And his Baneling drops were fantastic. The early Ling stuff, depowering these warp gates, was super cool too. But in the end, this comp is just really hard for Zergs to deal with. It just is. The Archons below, the carriers deal with everything but the Corruptors. And then if you have some Immortals down there, then the Ultras are like, ah, yes, of course. Bad times. All right, that was good. That was really good, ZVP. I was hoping it was, but you never know. Like, I don't watch these things, right? I just don't watch these things in advance. So I'm as surprised by the results as you are. All right, good. So that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.